What's going on, YouTube? It's your guy DeMarcus here for our Take It to Bed evening mix, and today's video is called When Your Situations Become Unbearable. Alright, and it's that Take It to Bed motivational night mix, the good stuff. Alright, here we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on here? It's your guy DeMarcus. Before we get started here, I gotta, why I do this video, I did hurt myself this weekend, so I gotta put this. Got a little heating pad I got on my shoulder here. I gotta put it on, turn it on here. No big deal, just turn it on. It gets a little, it's not as hot as it should be, so I put it on high just to make sure that it actually does its job. So, hey, my name's DeMarcus. I'm here for your motivational mix. You're probably wondering why I'm here and I'm hurt, but it's important to go over and do this video today, and so obviously I'm here as I made a promise to you and myself that we will always do these Monday through Friday. I will be here. I missed Thanksgiving, and I got to make sure I'm keeping up with my promises. A man who's no good with his word is a man who's no good. So I got to make sure that that happens. So what you're experiencing now is we're going to talk about what happens when your situation becomes unbearable. When life becomes too much of something, whenever things get a little too hard or a little too hot or a little too something. So I just put that in there to hold it so I don't have to hold it. So, yeah, we're just going to talk about that. So I want you to think about your life in terms of situations that you're in currently and things. Ow, sorry, it's a little hot there. I have it on high, obviously, so I can make sure that, it gets down deep into the muscle. But, yeah, so anyway, so think about some situations that are going on in your life. What's going on with you and your life and all the things in your life that you could kind of look at and say, man, I really wish that they... Ow. Ow! Sorry, it's burning my skin. Ow. So, ow. Yeah, it's super hot. Ow, that is so hot. That is actually on fire. Okay, so maybe I should turn it down? Nah, I'll leave it there. Okay, so let's talk about these things in our lives that, we wish would change. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually, I do have real pain in my shoulder. It's actually the back scapula. This is real. This pain right here is real. And the heat that's coming from this is real. The reason I haven't moved this off is because yet it hasn't become so unbearable that I need to reach up there and grab it and take it off of there. That's the only reason. It's funny because as we look through life and we look at the situations in our life, when something is physically hurting us, we are very quick, or even discomforting us, we are very quick to take it off of us. So if you had a rock in your shoe and you were walking, let's say you had to walk a couple blocks, you would stop, lean up against the wall, ow, and take your shoe off and dump out the rocks. You guys remember being in middle school, those itty bitty pebbles that got in your shoe that hurt your feet. You remember those. Or let's say you had like a needle sticking out of something in your shirt and it was stabbing you. You would definitely remove that, right? So when it comes to things that are physical, the physical manifestation of pain, like this thing on my shoulder, we would definitely, take it off or turn it down. We would make that change. But what about that internal change? What about that internal uncomfortable, that internal pain, that one that hurts on the inside, the one that we don't talk about? The one that because, the way society is labeled, that we don't actually speak of because, it's uncouth to do so. Everybody has internal pain. Everybody has those thoughts of things that they want to change. And they're too hard and too hot or too painful to bear. But we still, in our right minds, sit on those. We stay in that. We have our heating pad of life that will stay on our shoulders and burn the hell out of us, and yet we won't get up and move it. Why is that? What is it about life that we will remove the physical pain that is going on because we can feel that, but the emotional pain or the deep down pain that's going on within us, we don't want to do anything about. We know it's there, we see it, we experience it possibly on a daily basis, but we don't make any moves. That is what that's the pain I want to talk about. So when life gets uncomfortable, we have a tendency to stop. When life gets physically uncomfortable, we make a move. When life doesn't, we stay, right? So there's a story about a dog sitting outside of a grocery store. You probably heard me tell the story. I'm going to be, you've already heard this. Dog outside of the grocery store, he's yelping. Guy walks around the corner, he's like, what is that? and the owner's sitting there, and he goes inside the store, and he still hears the dog out there yelling. Arr! And the dog, he comes outside, he's like, "Sir, is that your dog?" He's like, "Yep." And the dog's still yelling. He's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "He's sitting on a nail." It's like, "He's sitting on a nail?" He goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "He's sitting on a nail. That's pretty much it." And he's like, "Well, why didn't he get up?" He said, "It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt enough." So the moral of this story is that how much pain are you taking in and allowing to stay in your life because it doesn't hurt enough? It doesn't burn enough. Now, obviously that was a physical pain that dog was sitting on, but that goes for anything in your life. That could go for your financials. That could go for your love life. That could go for depression. That could go for working out. That can go for eating. That could go for jobs. That could go for any piece out. Anything out in your life that you have. But it isn't until it gets too unbearable that you have to remove it from you that things start to really change. Now, that pain that I was just feeling on my shoulder, that heat that I just had, was going to stay on my shoulder until I removed this heating pad from myself. Otherwise, it was just going to stay on there and burn me, and I was going to keep going, ow, ooh, ah, ah, ooh. But that doesn't change it. I'm making the sounds because it was paining me, but I'm not making any changes to make sure that the pain doesn't happen. So what I need you to do, and we're almost done with this video, this is not a long one, is I need you to think about the pain that you have in your life. The physical pain that you have in your life, and also the emotional internal pain that you have in your life, the things that you want to change on all levels. And I wanted you to think about the things that are hurting you. And I want you to write them down and take away the shame for them and put them on paper so you can see them. And then after that, I want us to start looking at ways to attack and change the situation that is on that paper. Because it is that change, it is that necessity to get that heat off you or get off your nail that will allow for you to have some true growth in your life. The funny thing is that your life without that pain, physically and also psychologically, that pain and that uncomfortable nature that you have that you're sitting on, your life without that does exist. But you may not have come up with a way or a reason to get over that. One, you got to think about your why. Why do you want to get over it? What's going to make you, why take it away? And two, the how. Now, I wouldn't necessarily worry about the how. Get to work, start asking for it. Say, here's what I need. I want to change. Start speaking it out loud. Speak as if you already have it. I am thankful for the removal of this heating pad, even if it was doing and sitting on me still. I am thankful for the removal of this heating pad, and it will find a way to make it happen. Now, that's a little deeper than we normally go. You know, if you've ever read Think and Grow Rich or some of the other directional books of motivation, you start to understand that as you ask for things and you call it out into the universe and God, they hear you, depending on who you talk about, and they hear you, and they actually can make it happen for you because you're calling it into yourself. But that's a little bit bigger. But what I need you to do, first of all, is get the stuff that's paining you on paper, and let's start attacking it in a way that is not just wishing it would go away. You know, if somebody's sitting here stabbing you in the arm with a pen, right? There's a pen, right? They're stabbing you in the arm. I don't want to really stab myself, but they're stabbing you in the arm, right? With a pen. And you're like, ow, ow, ow. And you just stay there and you let them stab you. The only way for you to actually not get stabbed is for you to move. So what actions are you doing to make sure that you are moving away from the pain which is encompassing your life? And I'm talking about all pain, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not just talking about, you know, just the physical, but the internal pain, you know, the life pain. Life creates pain. We put ourselves in situations on a regular basis. So now the question is, what are you willing to give up your pain, or do you live in your pain in comfort because that's what you know? Because you know this pain is real and you know this pain well, you're willing to sit in it. Now that in itself is a whole nother video, but you don't need to sit in your pain. You don't have to dwell in your pain. That's not a necessity of life. But if you choose to do that, then nothing will ever change. Remember, you will always get what you always have if you always do what you've always done. Les Brown. That's all I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, I believe and I love in each and every single one of you. And I thank you for being here today. And remember, let's get that pain removed, because you will be a better person and the world would deserve a better version of you without it.